Russian President Vladimir Putin says his war objectives in Ukraine remain unchanged. He vowed to keep fighting until his goals are achieved. The leader has been answering questions from the public in his first end-of-the-year news conference since Moscow launched its military operation.
Практически по всей линии соприкосновения наши вооруженные силы, скажем скромно, улучшают свое положение. Практически все находятся в активной стадии действий, в активной стадии.
Mr. Putin said Western enthusiasm for providing Ukraine with military and financial aid appears to be waning. But he said he believes Kyiv will continue to get help, at least for now. Today's news conference comes a week after Mr. Putin announced he will seek another term in next year's presidential election. A win in that poll would keep him in the Kremlin until 2030, at least. Our Dasha Chernysova tells us more about Mr. Putin's comments on the war in Ukraine.
The Russian president is talking about the confidence in future that he has for the Russian Federation. He kicked off the conference talking about the numbers in the economy, but continued with the questions that are on the minds of many Russians. This is the possibility of yet another wave of mobilization in Russia and obviously the course of the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. The Russian president did say that Moscow wants to have peace, but on the terms that are acceptable for Moscow. He did say that there will be peace in Ukraine, but only when Moscow achieves the goals of what it calls its special military operation in Ukraine. This is demilitarization, denazification of Ukraine and the country's neutral status. The Russian president also said that there is no need for yet another partial mobilization in Russia, given the very fact that there are many volunteers who are joining the Russian army by the contract. He said the number has reached 486,000 people. That's on top of 300,000 people that have already been called up last year to the Russian military. We also understand that the Russian president is talking about the successes of the Russian military on the battlefield, saying that there has been progress along the entire contact line. And for the first time, we have heard that this contact line is 200 kilometers long, and there are 617,000 fighters currently on the ground. So the message that the Russian president is sending is that Russia has bright perspective for the future, but it does need to achieve the sovereignty and to achieve the goals of what it calls its special military operation in Ukraine.